Hi everybody, Colleen here from Authentic Pathways. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about keyword charts and how they can help or hinder your tarot learning journey. I often see comments on Facebook groups where people get very frustrated and disheartened by the fact that they're not understanding other people's interpretations of cards. And it breaks my heart because it's really so simple why that's happening. So I'm going to explain to you today how you can get around this. Keyword charts are created really in one of two ways. They are either based on the traditional Rider-Waite, which is what I've got here, albeit the radiant Rider-Waite, or they're created by somebody who has created their own deck, and therefore they've created a keyword chart specifically for that deck. Now, if you have a Rider-Waite deck, you should be okay. So for instance, I'm going to go through these. I'm using two keyword charts from two very popular tarot biggies in the industry. I am not saying that their keyword charts are wrong. I am just merely going to point out why there are discrepancies. That is very, very, very important. These keyword charts are not wrong, okay? But I'm not going to quote where I've got these keyword charts from. Okay, so the Six of Cups in the first keyword chart, the keywords say reunion, nostalgia, childhood memories, and innocence. And if you have a Rider-Waite deck, you would see those keywords on the chart and you would look at that picture and you would say, yeah, okay, I can see that. I can see that. The Page of Wands, the keywords, oh, wait. On the other chart, sorry, on the other keyword chart, the Six of Cups says something very similar. Nostalgia, gifts, innocence, reunions. Okay, so both keyword charts pretty much the same. Page of Wands, enthusiasm, exploration, discovery, free spirit. And you can see there because the page is that kind of young energy and wands are standing for that fiery kind of enthusiastic passion, that you can see where those keywords are coming from. Enthusiasm, exploration, free spirit. The other keyword chart, Page of Wands, says an active child, a new project or creative idea. Yeah, okay, you can pretty much see where that's going with that. Ten of Swords, everybody's favorite card. So Ten of Swords in the one keyword chart says backstabbed, defeat, crisis, betrayal, endings, or loss. Very clearly obvious in this picture, very clearly. The other keyword chart says complete and painful ending, rock bottom. Okay, so far that's making sense. Lastly, Five of Pentacles. The one keyword chart, we've got isolation, insecurity, worry, financial loss, and poverty. Again, you can see that in the card, no problem. The other keyword chart says poverty, ill health, worry, isolation, or financial loss. So if you have a Rider-Waite deck and you download a keyword chart, more often than not, they're going to make perfect sense. But the problem comes if you don't have a Rider-Waite deck. I have four other decks which I'm going to use to illustrate. Let's say you have the Tarot Everywhere deck. Same card, Six of Cups. Keywords, reunion, nostalgia, childhood memories, innocence. Now, can you see if you were learning and someone posted that card and you had the keyword chart that said reunion, innocence, childhood memories, how would you get from those keywords to this card? Because I don't know about you, but I'm not seeing that in this card. Right? The other keyword chart says nostalgia, gifts, innocence, reunion. So yeah, more or less the same thing. And you've got the Page of Wands. So what happens if you have the Ghosts and Spirits deck? It's Page of Wands. You just can't see it because it's too long. This deck is based, every single card is a ghost story from somewhere in the world. And the ghost stories tie in very loosely to a basic energy of the card. But Page of Wands, enthusiasm, exploration, discovery, free spirit. If you had that deck and this keyword chart, they would not tie together. Can you see how your frustration would now be building? The card that prompted this very video. What happens if you have the Light Seers deck, as many people do? Ten of Swords. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful representation of the Ten of Swords. But this person is not lying face down on the ground, and they do not have 10 swords in their back. So if you've got your keyword chart, it says backstabbed, defeat, crisis, betrayal, endings, loss. Are you getting that from this card? Are you getting that? No, of course you aren't, because she doesn't have swords in her back. There isn't even a sword in the card. And then lastly, I'm going to see if I can fit it in, because this deck is quite big. If I just squish these over a little bit. What happens if you have the Everyday Enchantment Tarot? Okay, it's not quite going to fit. I'm just going to edge them over. There's your Five of Pentacles, or Five of Coins as it's called in this particular deck. Now here, the main people in the card look like they're struggling. Here, the main person is by no means struggling. You have to cast your eye to the rest of the card to find these people here that are outside in the cold, that are struggling. So at first glance, you look at this card, and keywords off this chart: isolation. No isolation here, really. Insecurity, worry, financial loss. I mean, there's no financial loss here for this lady, is there really? Unless she puts it all back in, as that's what's usually the case. But can you see where I'm going at? So when you are reading other people's interpretations of other people's cards, please, please, please bear this in mind. They might have a completely different deck, and they might be reading this deck and you might have this card, or vice versa, and in which case their interpretation of their card will not be the same as yours. It does not mean that they are wrong. It just means that they are seeing it differently, because perhaps they're looking at a different image. Perhaps they're viewing it purely on intuition, not even actually looking at the numerology or the suits at all. So just bear that in mind, and please don't be despondent if you don't understand why somebody has interpreted a card in a certain way. Don't be afraid to ask, how did you get to, I don't know, communication for that, or how did you get to innocence from that picture? And it might be that somebody then goes on to explain something that you've perhaps missed in the card. There might be a little symbol somewhere that you've missed, or it just might be that's the way they read it. So yeah, so I hope that's helped. My advice therefore is to create your own keyword chart. And when I teach my Tarot for Beginners full course, this is something we do, and I encourage people to create their own keyword charts. The tricky thing is that you might end up having a keyword chart for each deck, but once you've done 2 or 3 keyword charts for decks, you won't need to keep doing them, because you will be learning how to read the cards on the fly, and you will rely less and less on those keyword charts, because you'll be reading the card for the picture, the number, and the suit. Okie dokie. So I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, you know what to do. Drop me an email or comment below, and I will get back to you with an answer. Take care. Happy reading. Bye for now.